everyone, and welcome to Rosebread Homestead. We are out here in the Kelvin lab. There's Kelvin, our freeze dryer. And as you might be able to see, we are in a mess because we are taking this shelf right here and earthquake proofing it, because when we first got it, of course, it was empty and we were filling it a little at a time, but now it is almost completely full of our freeze-dried foods and we want to safeguard them. So Jim and I have turned the tables on each other. Today, I am going to be doing the videoing and Jim is going to be doing the demonstration. So this should be fun. So hello, Jim.
Hi, how are you?
So here we go.
Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is I've ended up putting this whole thing together. And what I've also done is I put the fencing up here. I have tapes on both sides, the bottom side and the top side, and I've done it for 3 of these. The one on the bottom we don't worry about because that's much, we're going to just push stuff in and push stuff out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you what we've done as far as putting this together. And I've got this fencing, which Pam will talk about a little bit later, and I've got to stretch it all the way around. But in the meantime, what I have to do is not only stretch it around, but also take some of the, of the ties and tie them on first. So part of the idea of tying it on is to be able to get it unwound completely, go around the back, and what I have to do is lift the board up so I can have some way of tying this tie, nylon tie, onto the onto the side in some way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what I will do is I will go all the way around. But first I need to get this side, back side done, and the other back side done. If you could bring that around to me, please.
Yeah.
Again, I lift the board up with the tie.
I think we need to pull it tighter.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
I just had to. These nylon ties are really crazy to work with. They're so stiff. So again, what I have to do is put it through. I need to find the, there it is. Okay, this is the first part of this whole thing.
Now, you don't seem to be worried that it doesn't come all the way across the back. Why is that?
Because we've got to get in, we have it against the back wall.
Okay.
And if anything happens, then they'll go forward. They'll hopefully end up running into a point where they can't go anyplace else because we've got the fencing and we've got the tape around the top and the bottom and or against the wall. So this is how we start this process, this project out. And one of the things that we'll end up doing is we'll also end up doing a clipping of the ties. So let's go ahead and
this tape that we have, it's strapping tape.
It's strapping tape for something else that we used a number of years ago. So what I'm going to do is come over here and get this one. I've got all of these done, and I'll cut the tips off of these in a few minutes. One of the other things that we've done is, or that I've done, is I put tape on each of these four corners because we have a little footing, the joint that fits in between the two. And if you don't have some way of holding it on, then you lift it up and the whole thing starts to fall apart. So, next thing that I need to be able to do is start taking some of the tape. The strapping tape, what I've got to be able to do is strap it all the way around. And where is it? Oh, it's right down there.
Can we see the front of that box? Is that the front?
It's all the same thing.
Okay, it's called
Strapping.
Strap Pack. Complete self-contained kit for applying and tensioning plastic strapping. I will look for that on Amazon and put it in our store to see if they have it. We'll get it up there for your information.
Okay. If I look like I'm kind of running back and forth in between things, I am. So part of what I have to be able to do is attach both of these ends to this. And Pam will be able to show you how I do that in just a minute.
She will?
Yeah, she will. Pam's going to come back here.
Okay.
But first, one of the things that I've got to be able to do, I have to go ahead and put it and these are real difficult to get through. There we go.
So you just weave in and out?
Weave it in and out. Every 2 or 3. And it's kind of a tedious process. What it does is it gives you some extra tension on the fence, but also as a barricade it ends up preventing, hopefully, anything from falling out. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do this one on the bottom, and then like up here and on the other 3, one on the top. Is that right?
I think it's here.
Is it here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And then like this. So what I've got to do is, like I said a few moments ago, go ahead and put this on here as a buckle. So I've got to go ahead and, this is the inside, and it comes down like this. And what I will have to do is take the strapping, pull it in here and out this side. It's an interesting way to have a buckle. So like that, through here.
Can you move your hand so we can see the buckle part?
So it looks,
So the plastic tab thing is caught in the loop.
because the plastic is just, and the strapping is so. Then you've got to pull it very tight to be able to tighten up the rest of the fencing. We're going to go ahead and use these tie downs here and here, and again squash the ribbon as much as possible, so if it starts to slip, it'll be more difficult for it to actually slip through. So there we go. Let's see. I think that's a little better. So the tie downs actually end up going over both pieces. And again, the nipple has to be on the outside, otherwise it won't work. And again, to be able to go ahead and squash it. So if it starts to slip, it can only go so far. Okay, so cut this off here, cut this off here.
Here is the shelf, all finished, strapped, fenced, trimmed, and ready to be loaded, except that it's still not attached to the wall. So, what plans do you have to attach it to the wall?
I have no idea.
Come on.
Going to use some wire and cut it and wrap it around a couple of eyelets that we have on the back wall.
Eye hooks.
Eye hooks, yeah. And let's go ahead and run the wire through there a couple of times, move the shelf over, wrap it around the posts, and tighten it down.
Okay, is that next?
That's next.
Okay.
So let's see what that looks like.
Here's the label on the wire. 20 gauge galvanized utility wire. So here is an example of the screw eye that he used. Looks like it's about 3 inches tall. So are we going to wire you in?
We're going to wire me in. Okay, hi, how you doing? We're back. We've got it all loaded.
I put empty jars on the top, plus our one little case of, what's the candy that our grandkids like?
Oh, I don't know, starts with an S. Freeze-dried stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. Skittles.
Skittles.
Or something like that.
Yeah. So that's our only box of sweets right there. Everything else, we have veggies on this row, dairy, fruits, and then down here is meat and meat main dishes. And then the bottom shelf is just for some extra things. So we're all back in business. It feels so good. So what, you wanted to show us one more thing.
I just ended up putting it through the eye and wrapped it around 3 or 4 times and twisted it real tight with a pair of pliers.
So that's not going to scratch us? We don't need to push that down?
Well, we should probably.
Yeah.
See if I can put it actually underneath. There we go.
So, a great project for a rainy afternoon. So, we are...
Soaked.
Yes. Yes, we are soaked. That is for sure. But a sense of satisfaction knowing that we are now earthquake proof for all of our freeze-dried foods. So So thank you for joining us for this afternoon. And it was kind of fun to switch around with me being the video person and Jim being the presenter. I think I didn't do as good a job as Jim does on the video, but we're both
You did fine.
we're both learning. And the great thing is that we have fun. No matter what we do, we have fun. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you at our next video.
Bye.